Welcome, all you trapper enthusiasts from around the world, to Baxter's Blades. You're entering the Tiger Pit. Well, I have another 11 trappers here for you today. Hint, hint, RJ's knives. If you'd like to join in on some more fun, please do. RJ and I like to exchange trapper videos. He was my trapper brother from another mother when I first started collecting knives, and I could really relate to him. I'm not sure if he got me into him, but I was going to his channel more often than not, checking out trappers. These 11 trappers are variations on your traditional trapper. And my very first trapper talk I did over a year ago. That was the video. You can go back well over a year ago to Trapper Talk #1, and I showed different variations. Instead of just a clip point and a spay blade, I showed other options available. Now I have plenty of different options here today. I do have a few here with clipped and spay blades, but they are a variation on your traditional trapper. We're going to start over here on the left side with this roper in zebra wood, a classic example of your non-traditional trapper. You can see the deer on there, zebra wood, 3 back springs. Look at the fit and finish on this thing. I can't remember what they call it. The hunter, a fantastic one. I know Case makes a version of this. You have your clip point, of course. I do believe this is in carbon steel. Yes, you can see there, carbon steel. Probably 1065. You have a gut hook, so you may be able to use that on fish or other game. And, well, instead of a spay, you have a saw blade where you could use this on bone. Double-toothed saw blade. Very cool variation. I'm going to keep all the blades out on this one because it is so awesome. I think I will keep the saw cut out, the gut hook here, and your clip point. Fantastic. Like I said, I do believe Case makes a version of this. Quite expensive and hard to find. Now, when I was talking about traditional style trappers with the clip and spay, I wasn't going to include them, but I did want to have 11 trappers out here. RJ showed his heavy forged by Rough Rider. This is a T10 carbon steel with the clip point and a spay blade. So whereas this is a somewhat traditional trapper, that is a variation because the blade stock is super thick. You can see the blade grind there, these heavy forged marks. Kind of a scanty grind, not really super slicey because the blade stock is just so ginormous all the way to the tip. But this is a good example of a variation on your traditional trapper. I really love this bone I got on it. It's like almost a purpley Appaloosa, and on the back, the pile side, it is like a purple bone. Very nice. My very first razor trapper, and this is a Rough Rider. It's a new series that's out in titanium coated black blades, no Rough Rider stamp, white micarta they call it. I did have a small crack in this one. I reached out to them and they sent me another. The other one had a crack in it. I reached out to them again and they said, well, we'll send you a shipping label, just send them back, we'll refund your money. And I was like, you know what? I got 2 trappers for like $20. I'll give one to Brad and I'll keep this one with the crack. Love black coated blades, especially this titanium coated, they call it. It's like a PVD coated. Case makes PVD coated blades. They are quite expensive. You got it's like a black chrome. You do have some serious swedging here at the top. The nail nick is very close, so a little bit of a trick opening this one. But being a razor trapper, I've never gotten them before because look at how much the razor sticks out. But I really wanted to pick up one or two from the series. I have the Barlow, and well, I got this one. You do have like a finger choil here. You can choke up. I wouldn't recommend shaving with it. It's not straight edge. I wouldn't try it, but a very cool variation on the trapper pattern. One of my all-time favorites for motorcycle camping and just camping in general. Always bring this one along. This is the Cattleman Cutlery Chuck Wagon. You have your clip point blade. I think these are like 7V or 3V. Not the best stainless steel. Just says stainless there. Also in zebra wood. I love the Cattleman Cutlery shield here. Very different. Kind of like a hobo knife. You have your pickle fork or fork with a cap lifter. I love the ping it makes. But what is awesome about this is you can slip them apart and you got a knife and fork to eat your chuck on the trail. Or after you trap and skin and cut up your possum to put in your beans, you got a good, nice variation on a trapper here. Cattleman Cutlery. They make some cool stuff. They are made by ABKT, American Buffalo Knife and Tool, who also makes Roper. This is the Equestrian, and one of the reasons I got it was this bar shield is really exquisite, and the rosewood on it is really fantastic, and they were like $12, $13. Now, I don't have horses. I did grow up with horses. My dad had a few, but you have the hoof pick here. That's why they call it the Equestrian, and a clip point. What a cool knife. Beautiful rosewood on this. Another thing you can use this for is around the campfire. If you got your pot of hot water on there, you can hook the handle. If you don't have gloves, pull it off the fire. Maybe find some other uses for this. I don't carry this one that much. Again, with the hoof pick down, it does, it stick out a little bit, but a very cool variation on the trapper. And look at the fit and finish on this. Pretty dang good for a $13 knife. Well, I was picking up all the Tobacco Bone, the Outdoorsman series by Rough Rider with the Acorn. I absolutely love this Tobacco Bone. It's like an orange, tan, sandy color. And whereas this has a clip and a spay blade, it is not full size, nor it is not a mini trapper. So it does have a traditional look to it. Besides a huge, giant, long match strike pole nail nick on that spay blade, you have a locking clip point blade. And what's cool is it's a medium. It's not large, it's not mini. I have excluded all my minis from this video. I'm gonna do a whole video on my mini trappers, and I have excluded single bladed trappers. Whole nother video on that. But very cool. Locks up really nice. Got a locking trapper if you want. I guess I'll just keep that one out, the locking blade. Not too long ago, I showed you guys this. I got it from Kirby Creek Mow in a trade. This is a trapper head. It's essentially a copperhead by Case, half stops, your beautiful Case clip point copperhead blade, but instead of the pen blade on this beautiful second cut bone, you do have a spay blade. So whereas it is like a traditional trapper, it's not. The spay blade is much more beautiful than a traditional spay, I'd have to say. And well, it's a copperhead. So I think on this one, I will keep the spay blade out. What an amazing trade. Now this next one, they do not call a trapper. It's the saddle horn. But it is essentially a trapper. I could have included it in my mini trapper video because it's 3.5 inches. But I chose to put it in this one. It's a Tony Bowes saddle horn. They don't call it a saddle horn trapper, so I am stretching it a bit, but you have a beautiful clip point blade with swedging. This is CV. And well, not a spay blade, but they call this the Skinner blade. So essentially, that's a trapper, a clip and a skinning blade, right? Yeah, it's a stretch. Like I said, I wanted to bring 11 variations on the theme. So this next one was my first full-size case trapper with the Wharncliffe blade. So glad they made these. You obviously have your beautiful case clip point blade. This is 6.5 bone stag. I was so stoked and over the moon when I got this because it didn't have your spay blade. It has the Wharncliffe. And to me, that is just awesome. Now, it may not be as handy if you're out skinning and trapping because you can skin with this blade, but it does have a point. But just for utilitarian carrying an awesome looking trapper, having a straight edge Wharncliffe and the belly of a clip point, it doesn't really get much better than that to me. I have quite a few now. Peanut butter and jelly. I have the sea dragon. I have the lizard skin. They're starting to pump out a few of these. These used to be kind of rare, and now they're making a lot of them because, well, they're so loved. And for all those trapper haters out there, because it has a spay blade, the fantastic option. Now, this next one, it is kind of a stereotypical traditional trapper, but it is the Slimline, but the Queen, made in China, and winter bottom bone. And this is 440C stainless steel. Case does have a Slimline trapper, and most of them nowadays are single-bladed trappers. I'm going to include that in my single-bladed video, but this is a double-bladed one. You see Queen steel on the blade. You see 440C made in China. Fantastic carry. Where is it slim? It's not quite as slim as a case single-bladed. And back in the day, Case used to make a double-bladed Slimline. Now I do notice, whereas it's not really crowned here at the top, or it's not really swedging on the pile side on the top here, it's kind of crowned over, but on the show side, there is a little bit of swedging here. And this spay blade is absolutely awesome. It's almost like a spear point. Again, kind of crowned over here and swedging. Fantastic variation on the trapper. One of my favorites. I do have another one in red synthetic. Maybe I'll bust that out in my Slimline video just to kind of compare the single bladed to the double bladed. And I do have a Tony Bowes Panama trapper, which is smaller than this. This is a Steel Warrior made by Frost jumbo trapper in ram horn. Look at that ram horn. Just look at it. Look at it. Looks like some crazy canyon from the sky. You do have like a single thread down through here, breaking it up. Maybe they couldn't get big pieces for this. You can see the pin is quite sticking out here. You can see it's almost like ox horn where you can see through it. A little translucence going there. Steel Warrior. This is a big boy. No half stops. I would have brought the Tony Bowes Panama trapper out here, but you've seen that one, and I have not shown this one in a while. Your big jumbo clip point, stainless steel, and well, it's kind of a traditional trapper, your spay blade. It's just ginormous. Let's get a measurement here on the close length. Is like 5 1/16 inch close. And that clip point is 3 7/8 open, 3 5/8 inches cutting length. I think I picked this up for $16, $17. Couldn't pass it up. I don't see them for sale much anymore. Had to get this one. Really cool. Almost the size of a folding hunter. Another one I did want to get a closed measurement of is this Rough Rider, because it's not 4 1/8 inch and it's not 3 1/2 inch. It is 4 inches closed, so not too much smaller than a full size, but this clip is very reminiscent of a mini trapper. And like I said, very cool to have a locking blade. I will show my mini trappers another day. Well, there you go. 11 trappers, variations on the traditional theme. Of course, this is a saddle horn. This is a trapper head. And this is pretty close to a traditional trapper, besides just being heavy forged carbon steel. Thank you so much for joining me in the Tiger Pit for another long video of trappers. RJ, jump in on this if you feel like it. I know you did show some variations on the trapper. I'm going to show single-bladed trappers sometime. I'm going to show mini trappers another time. And maybe I'll see if I can find 11 different Barlows from 11 different manufacturers. You all stay sharp, be kind, and take chances. Take care.